All right, everybody. What's good? How is everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. If you're in the South and particularly Texas, I know that you're having a hard time with all that snow and ice and stuff. I hope you're doing well. So I want to shout out to anybody who is from any of the areas hit hard by snow. And you're not used to being hit hard by snow. So hope you're doing well. But anyway, the Oval is back. I wanted to hop on and do my review early in the day before I have to get busy with all the things I do throughout the day, work and errands, things like that. So I wanted to get it out the way, and I did not take my notes. It was late. The show was on from 10:30 to 11:30. I'm usually in bed by 11, so stayed up a little bit later, so I was tired and didn't really feel like taking my notes. So I'm just gonna go from memory. Hopefully, I remember everything. So let's get into it. So we start out with the maid, Miss Laura. We find out her name is Miss Laura, the maid that found she's just like hyperventilating and just losing. And obviously she would do that. She just found a dead body. I think most people would do that, but she was given real telenovela drama there. If you've ever seen any clips of telenovelas, you know what I'm talking about. And so over in the kitchen, Priscilla and Sam are having it out because, of course, she in the end of the last season she found him in a seemingly compromising position with Victoria, and she was like, "Pull down your pants. I want to see if you smell like that bitch. If you smell like her, I'm burning this house down." And Priscilla usually talks really proper and professional and all of that and dignified. Usually like, "Oh, tonight's menu is a stuffed chicken with turnip puree." This time she was just going full on street. She was not playing, and she's like, "I'll poison them. I'll poison them." And Sam's like telling her, "Don't say that. You can't say that." And she was livid. And I don't really know what Sam's gonna do. He is committed to Priscilla, but sometimes people will do stupid things when they don't get what they want from their spouses. It's like they get that dirty feeling, like Shirley Brown would say, "I got that dirty feeling, and before this night is gone, it's gonna make me do something wrong. I got that dirty, dirty feeling." If you haven't heard that song, go look it up. It's a good song by Shirley Brown. She does sing more than Woman to Woman, so check that out. That was just in my head. Okay, and so they're going back and forth, and so they have to deal with Miss Laura, the maid, because she's completely having a meltdown, and that just sort of distracts them from their argument. And of course, Gene's body is not found in this episode. In Tyler Perry style, he's going to drag things out. So I don't even know if she's going to be found in the next episode. It may be the third episode. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But what happened next? Let me just get this out the way because I'm like over Kareem and Sharon. So she's thinking that she's pregnant, and he's like, he's nuts, and if it's not mine, I'm gonna go crazy or whatever. And she's saying, "Well, it would be too early for me to be pregnant by you." And so he goes in the back, and she sneaks a pregnancy test, and I'm like, "Why didn't you just go to another store? Why are you taking it from his store where he can see what you're doing?" And even if she did sneak it, this fool would probably count the inventory to see if she had taken a pregnancy test off the shelf. So her being sneaky about taking it would not stop him from finding out if he wanted to. He could just look at the inventory. So I got that out the way. So let me talk about Richard and Nancy. So once again, he tells her to leave the house, and she's like, I'm not leaving my house. And he's like, he wants her to leave. And he's like, you know what? I'm over there fighting for my country, and you're over here cheating on me. I mean, I was reminded of something George Jefferson said when he thought Louise had a daughter. He was like, I'm over there dying for my country, and you're back here killing me. Um, so Richard clearly has a reason to be angry, and Nancy keeps saying, I'm sorry, like she just burnt dinner or something. And I'm like, what you did was really bad, and just saying I'm sorry like that, it's not gonna be, you can't just go I'm sorry. If you know where I got that from, if you were watching what else was on BET last night, you know where I got that from. So and then she's like, I'm making you dinner. And I'm like, I don't think he wants any dinner. Try the other one. The other one. That one over there, the green, like, should be in there. And I'm like, he does not want any dinner. And he like hits the colander and stuff, and she's like, you're gonna hurt yourself. And he tells her, you know what, I've canceled all your credit cards. I went to the bank and took out all the money. So that check you wrote to the funeral home is going bounce. So he just did the most. And he told her, get it from his father. Get the money from his father. Because she refused to tell him who the father is. And that was real. I think that was one of the things that was really aggravating him, is because she refused to tell him who the father is. The father is either Sam or it's some relative or friend that has not been on screen yet. So we'll see how that goes. So what else happened? Okay, let's talk about the plane scene with the grandmother. So first, she's basically taunting Gail, and Gail is trying to be tough and say all this. Well, I I don't want to be with you. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And Grandma's like, well, I have something planned for you. If you want to know torture, I have it for you. And and Gail tells her, you know, who you need to be worried about is Jason. He's been in that bathroom for a long time now, so who knows what he's doing. And she's right. That's who they need to be worried about the most, because he's killed somebody. They don't know it yet, but he's killed somebody, and they should have known that he was going to lead up to doing something like that, because he was a creep from the very start, and they were not addressing it. And so later on the plane, the grandmother, she's asking him what he was doing in the bathroom, and she's like, it better not have been anything perverted. And you know, he's being his usual creepy stuff, and he's talking about he has to get back home. He has to get into his room. He left something in his room. He's saying they clean the room. They clean the room every day, and you know, clearly he's worried. And finally, he just says he killed somebody. He says, I killed her. And obviously, the grandmother was not taking it seriously, because she just kept being her usual self. And so she made the mistake of closing her eyes around this psycho, and he starts choking her. And I'm like, why would you close your eyes around somebody that just said they killed someone? Why would you close your eyes around someone like that, even if they had not just admitted they killed someone? I mean, he's a creep. Um, okay. So what else happened? I didn't take my notes, so I have to go from memory. So Bobby, he got Lily to a secure location, this cabin. She's like, well, I like it. And, I think she was just being polite because the way she was looking around at it was like, yeah. And she says, well, I'm from Watts, so I've lived hard before. um, and he's like, well, that's what I thought, like when you were younger. And she's like, excuse me, and she tells him, well, I heard something really bad at the White House, and she's rattled and she's scared. And the other person that's probably a little on edge is Diane, that is on edge is Diane, and she has reason to be worried about her safety too, and she talks to Bobby and all of that. And and I forgot about the White House scene. So Hunter is listening to the news about Yuma and Max being shot at Denise's old store, and that's probably the first time that Hunter has watched the news, and he was only watching it because he was rattled about the whole situation. And Donald comes in and he's saying he's handled it and all of that, and it turns out that Max is alive. Max is alive. And Victoria comes in there and she's saying Max is alive. Max is alive. And Donald's trying to play her for a fool, and he's like smiling and all that. And I'm like, Victoria is not an idiot. I mean, that's not the kind of person you want to try to run a con job on, because she knows the truth. And so Max is alive. He's laid up in the hospital, and yeah, they're gonna have to worry about him talking, because he was already like, he already wanted to know the truth and all that. And Yuma didn't want to know the truth or whatever, but she got involved in it anyway, and now she's dead. And but I think Max is going to talk, and there's a lot that he can say. So and let me talk about Ruth and Barry. So Barry, he's taken her to the police station, and this is how dense Barry is. Okay, so you pull somebody off the street, you kidnap them off the street, push them in the car, and bring them to the police station. Now that's clearly kidnapping, and you're basically saying, look, police, I just committed a crime. And she's saying he kidnapped me, and he's like, no, I didn't, stop lying. And the police officer is telling him, calm down, let me hear what she has to say. And he keeps interrupting. And the police officer is like, didn't I tell you to shut up? Basically, as he was saying, didn't I tell you to shut up? And she says, well, he just pulled me off the street and brought me here. He kidnapped me, and I'm pressing charges. And so, of course, Barry gets arrested again for the bajillionth time. Barry just can't stay out of jail. And of course, Ruth, she's being smart about it, so she is like walking away like this, and she's just reveling in it. She's reveling in it. And trying to think if I missed anything. Okay, so if I missed anything, I'm sorry. I just wanted to get on here and get this review done, because I hate to put it off and end up doing it days later or too late or whatever. But that was the Oval last night. Let me know what you think, and I will see you the next time. Bye.